From My News 26 and CCTV, it's high school football. Coming to you this season from schools throughout the region. This 26 Sports and CCTV high school football presentation is brought to you by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
All right, Colin Johnson, the freshman, just ran for about 12 yards, a first down run to start the second quarter.
Right up the middle, and Vikings just like that are in Godwin Heights territory. Go up the middle
this
again.
This time they think
very
it's
successfully.
Yeah, Isaac Hyde, number 44. I believe. Nope, that was Colin Johnson. Okay, Colin Johnson.
Three of the Viking offensive linemen, 6-7 yards down the field, continuing their blocks. Hats off to them. That's just terrific, terrific work right there. We'll have to shout some of those names out here, Bill. They're doing a great job right now.
Yep, Ethan Pritchard at center. And this time another give to Colin Johnson. He spins off a tackle and hard running for a first down for Colin Johnson. And he was tackled there by number 40. That's Jalen Reese. And number 55 is Jaquan Johnson.
Yeah, and Ethan Pritchard had Jaquan locked up for most of that. Jaquan wasn't able to get there until he had 6-7 yards. Nice job, Pritchard.
Yeah, Jaquan's a good-sized linebacker.
And I watched Ethan just stick it to him and move him back a couple of yards, and that's what you got to do is just hit him and move him, and sooner or later that defensive player is going to win that battle. They always do.
Tip Baker will keep it, and there's a collision there with Jaquan, and he's got maybe 6 yards.
No. Tip doesn't shy away from any contact.
No, he doesn't. And that was one of the best games you'll see last week by Tip Baker, wasn't it? He's also going to be one of our player profiles later on in the game tonight. Will be Tip Baker. We're getting into the junior portion of our list because we've got our 7 seniors will be covered. There's a handoff inside. Hard running by, is that Colin Johnson again?
That is.
Wow, he keeps the feet churning.
Speaking of player profiles, we're going to talk about Matthew Green. He's a senior, wears number 43. His parents are Matthew and Janice Green, and he has 2 siblings, Taylor and Brendan. Besides playing football, Matt plays varsity baseball, just like Ethan does. Matt volunteers at the Moose Lodge in Cadillac in his spare time. You might find him out fishing out there, Bill.
Yeah.
His favorite athlete is Golden Tate of the Detroit Lions.
Not bad. Here's a keeper by Tip Baker on the left side. He's got some very good yardage, and he's brought down by number 63. That's Ruquan Buckley on a nice tackle.
Matthew Green hopes to head to Ferris State University after high school for a career in sports medicine. Congratulations, Matthew Green, as being one of our player profiles here for tonight's game.
And Dan, his brother, Brendan Green, number 28, a junior, is on the team also.
Yeah.
So the brothers.
It's always nice for the parents when both are on the same team.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
They aren't traveling all over.
Barshevsky in motion. Baker will keep it, and it'll get pushed forward. He was kind of stopped up there, but a nice surge by the offensive line.
Yeah, Terrence Mann doesn't get credit for the tackle there, but he kind of stuffed that play as he was able to thwart his blocker and just keep him in front of him and made the Vikings cut inside where the defensive pressure was.
Who was that, Dan?
That was Terrence Moore, number
11. Yep, good job, Terrence. Vikings approach the ball, led by big number 65, Ethan Pritchard. They're sticking right to their game plan. There's a handoff to Colin Johnson. Johnson up the middle, and he's in for a touchdown. Vikings. Beautiful blocking on that interior line of the Vikes. The Vikings are up 13-6 now, so Libby Lloyd will come out and try and make it a 8-point game if she can tack on the extra point. She'll be kicking a little bit into the wind, a good crosswind. So this could be challenging, Dan.
Once again, just a great job by the Cadillac offensive line. Running up the middle there and really moving Muskegon off the ball. All the way down the
snap.
field.
Kick is up, and it is good. Right down the middle. And Libby's got her second extra point attempt, and Colin Johnson That was a great run, but you got to give credit to Pritchard and Cox and number 70. That was Dakota Simerson was on that side too. So Vikings blocking doing a great job.
14-6 right now. The Vikings lead, a little more than 8.5 minutes to go. Nice job by the Viking offensive line, Bill.
Yeah.
How about that?
That was a very good drive. Where did they start off? On the 40? Yeah, because they switched ends there, so it was a 60-yard drive. And they chewed up some time because there's 8:30 left on the clock.
And we had just mentioned as that possession began that was the one where their defense had been on the field quite a bit at the end of that first quarter.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Exactly. Who's back here again is that Kalen Brown back there, number 1?
Kalen Brown. And then we also have Lewis Richardson. He had that great.
Yeah, they kicked to him last time. I don't expect it to go to him again.
No.
And I would be
It's right
incorrect.
in the middle, a little short, taken by number 12. That's Jose Vasquez. Vasquez is held right up there. The Vikings better watch it here. They take him down.
He had a little trouble with that, and by the time he picked it up, there wasn't much he was going to be able to do with that.
Yeah, Mario Cerna, number 50, led the attack on that tackle.
So we'll see who steps back behind the quarterback here, as Clark and McDonald have been kind of alternating duties there as Muskegon runs through their offensive.
Wasn't that an expedition early on in the United States, Clark and McDonald? No, that was Lewis and Clark.
That was Lewis and Clark.
All right, okay.
Got to brush up on our history every time you watch or listen to Bill and I here on TV.
You never know. We can combine a lot of things into one. Hockey, combine hockey.
Go. And it is McDonald back there, Bill,
taking
the snap.
Zavian's going to keep it, running on the left side, and the Vikings stop it for maybe 1.5 yards. Ethan Pritchard is there, along with Ryan Cox.
He's got quick feet, McDonald does.
Yes.
He doesn't take big strides. He's just keeping his feet moving, and he's looking, and he's trying to set up blocks with his positioning. Nice job by the outside of the Viking defense to kind of pin him in and bring him back to the linebackers inside. I think that's 44 on that outside. That's Isaac Hyde, who's kind of just controlling that end of the field.
Back to pass is McDonald. A swing pass to Clark, and he made a nice catch, right?
Yeah, I think he did. I tell you what, I think if he had a little more air under that might have been a pretty good play, as Baker, I think, saw the screen coming and got through it before the blocks. Whether he'd have been able to make that tackle one-on-one, you just don't know.
Yeah, Green had kind of reacted too, and he was starting to come back to it.
But there were 3 blockers just past those 2 Viking defenders, and if they don't, if the pass is a little better and they don't make a tackle, that's going to go a long way.
3rd down and 10. Wolverines looking to put together a long drive on the Vikings.
I think that was a great call by the Muskegon coaching staff, not the Muskegon, the Wyoming coaching staff.
There's a low snap. McDonald looking right down the middle. He's got a man open. Great catch there, and dropped it. Beautiful looking pass. Damari Parks just not able, that sophomore, to hold on to that. Wow, that was a nice throw, wasn't it?
It was right down the middle, hit him in stride. And that'll bring up 4th down, and the Vikings offense should get the ball back with real good field position.
And Blake Swiger, the freshman, number 64, coming in to line up right over center. And, Vikings defense doing a nice job there.
Yeah, we got Green back here for the Vikings, and I can't see who's on the far side. Camera view will get to them. Muskegon runs a player in off the bench at the very end there.
This one is going overhead of Platt.
Holy cow.
Is it going to go all the way into the end zone? Oh, my word. That is a dandy. He kicked it from, the 25?
Yeah, with the wind.
With the wind.
But that's maybe the longest punt I've seen in high school in a long time.
Yeah, that's
a little surprised there wasn't a flag on that play, as the Muskegon player coming in off the bench.
Godwin Heights. You keep calling Muskegon.
I keep doing that. Thanks for correcting me with that, Bill. As he stepped out onto the field on the far end unprotected. And I tell you what, if I'm looking at that as a coaching staff, I'm thinking, hey, next time I might just throw that over to him because he could have run forever.
Now, maybe they did catch that.
Maybe they did. Is there a flag down here?
Well, they're making them
repunt. Maybe
punt.
the whistle blew.
So,
yep, 5-yard penalty. Yep, they did catch that.
Good catch there, Mr. Gussert. That was
it was one of those old trick plays you would run in your backyard, those kinds of things.
Yes.
When you're monkeying around.
Okay, so taking the snap this time.
Oh, what a
little bit
difference
different.
That makes.
And this one's going to go out right near the 50-yard line. It's covered there by Lamonte Gamble, the senior. And so
the Vikings
Marcel
picked up 30 yards on that of field position on that mistake by that young man from
well, you feel bad for
Heights.
Marcel Johnson because that was a, what we have, 50, 60, 75-yard net kick. And then coming back for, maybe 20.
We got a little update down from Pine River. The Bucks are up 7-6 over the Ramblers of McBain as that first quarter ended a few minutes ago.
Wow. All right, the Vikings right at midfield. Tip Baker looking back up the middle. He'll keep it, and he's got himself 4 yards. Good job finding a little bit in that seam. Nealand, Marshawn Nealand with one of the tackle.
Bryce Emery, Aiden Johnson, and Gabby Long out on our cameras here tonight. Appreciate them out in the chilly fall night here in Cadillac.
Yeah, Aiden was doing in the pregame, and boy, that rain was coming down sideways there for a little bit. Here's a handoff up the middle to, I want to say, Colin Johnson, and he's got another 2 or 3 yards. And boy, you have to give him credit. This has been a good first half for the freshman, hasn't it?
Absolutely, it sure has been. In our truck tonight, doing all the work behind the scenes, directing is Wyatt Van Dynen, and doing the graphics is about Granadas.
There's a pitch out wide to Barshevsky. Barshevsky keeps his feet going, and he's all the way down to the 31 with a first down. That's the option play we saw last week.
That's the read option, yep.
Yes. Wow, Vikings right now really are moving the ball nicely. They're using different interior running, and now the option.
Yeah, they've been running that last possession with the second TD of the game for the Vikings. They just ran up the middle, up the middle, and started this possession that way and then jumped outside, and it paid big dividends.
In motion is Barshevsky, keeping it as Baker. Baker has got it all the way down to the 27-yard line. Tackle.
Marshawn Nealand with that tackle.
Again.
A lot of seniors on this squad here from I'm not going to say Muskegon, Bill.
Godwin Heights.
Wyoming, Godwin Heights.
Yep.
A lot of seniors on this team. And
they've made the playoffs 3 years in a row, Dan. So they're
this is not the start to the year I think they were expecting.
No.
Coming in this game at 1-3 and finding themselves trailing in this game.
That was a pretty interesting misdirection. Might have been a design play because the defense started going left, and he cut it right back to the right.
Picks up about 5 yards, 3 yards maybe.
Yep.
It's third and just a couple.
Yeah, Ruquan Buckley stopped the Cadillac Tip Baker from getting the first down. 3rd and 2, probably 4 down territory. Baker up the middle. The pile is just moved, and Colin Johnson with another first down.
First down, absolutely.
Look who's we see some of the blockers. They're already back to the
pile. No, we'll get those numbers here to you in a minute. Yep. Certainly that's number 55 right out there, which is Ryan Cox. Number 60, Owen Klaus.
70.
65 is Ethan Pritchard.
Dakota Simerson, number 70.
Yeah, and is that 77, Ryan Warner on the far side? Yeah, I think that is.
76
that's 70.
Is out. Who's 76? Oh, yeah, Ryan Wood,
Ryan
number 76
Wood
on the left side.
That's what it was, yeah. Nice job again by those men up front.
Yeah.
They're just making big holes to that Viking backfield.
Vikings are really chewing up some time here, and the defense for the Wolverines has been on the field now, kind of turning the tables a little bit.
Good call, Bill.
There's another handoff to Colin Johnson, fighting for every inch there, and finally he's pulled back. 40, that's
that tackle.
Jalen Reese.
Yeah, that is Jalen Reese.
Okay.
Along with many others.
Yes. Jalen is, boy, he's a load, isn't he? I mean, just solid. Not super tall.
You can see it just when you watch this Cadillac Viking offensive line, they get off the ball so quickly. Their blocking has just been excellent here for 2 straight games.
Right. Baker keeping the feet going. He is stopped by 55. That was Jaquan Johnson.
Yeah, he followed the blocking of Ryan Cox right there. Number 55 also. Nice job by Ryan. They don't get the first down, but they're very close here. 2 minutes to go here in the first half.
4th and 1, no measurement? No, because they have to get to the, can you see that? Is it about the 11 is where they need to get to?
Yeah, it's hard to tell because of, how fields are marked and whatnot, but it sure looks like about the 11. And
I would imagine Tip is going to hold right on to this.
Yeah, I think
he's got a little gap on the right side, but that's being filled there. He's keeping it on the left side, and he's got the first down.
It's Vikings left here, this possession. Early in the game, it was Vikings right. You can mention either side of the ball, and they just control the line of scrimmage here.
Right. Marshawn Nealon making another tackle, and that's
timeout here by the Vikings. Nope, timeout by Muskegon.
Okay, catch up a little bit with our sponsors.
Absolutely. Hey, Pizza Plus is sponsoring the game tonight along with Douglas, Cadillac Tire, LC Materials, Fox Motors of Cadillac. Our presenting sponsor is Cadillac Casting. While we're at this timeout, we want to let everybody know that if you are interested in ordering a DVD of this game or any of the games we cover this season, whether that be all 16 games, just tonight's game, or a box set of the Cadillac games that we cover, the Manton, McBain, Music, Lake City games, you can go online to mynews26.com. You can also go to cctv-cadillac.org, or you can phone into the station at 577-1844. The costs of those really help out here in our student-run broadcast. We have a lot of students in the area through the Wexford Masaki Career Tech Center, volunteering their time. We kind of purchase equipment, we feed them, we do all those kinds of things, and the DVD costs help to fray that total cost for our station.
Tip Baker on the left side, out wide, nice tackle. Who was that? Number one, Kalen Brown.
I think he got out of bounds on that. No, he did not, as the clock is now wound again.
Second down, no gain, so it's 2nd down and 9 for the Vikings. They have a 14-6 lead, and you are watching high school football action on 26 Sports and CCTV.
Godwin Heights on that last play, Bill, had a little bit of blitz right up the middle, and that thwarted everything for the
There's
Vikings.
A play up to Colin Johnson, almost broke it, and he's brought down on the 3-yard line by 16, Marcel Johnson.
Another timeout here. This one called by the Vikings, Bill. So while we do that, we want to let everybody know that next week we just have the one truck out, or do we have two, Bill? One's in McBain next week as Manton heads over there.
And one is here for the homecoming Cadillac against Gaylord.
Okay, so we do have 2 trucks out next week.
Now you're off next week, right?
I am
and I think Jeff is off also. We're looking for some.
So if you're out there and you're listening and you want to do a little play-by-play, give Bill or I a call if you know us, and we can kind of maybe get you going on that. There's so many people in the area that would you and I know that would be very good at this.
Right.
You don't have to be very knowledgeable about the sport. You just got to know
look at
the players and the kids.
That's right. Yeah. Now, next week, we've got Cam Selleck, who's a former Cadillac quarterback. He'll come back and he'll be doing the color with me, so that should be a lot of fun. He'll bring the family up from Grand Rapids, so we'll get to see the grandkids. He was in the booth for a little bit, but this time he'll be doing the full color.
Okay. Last night with the volleyball game, we had one of the Agrin girls step on the headphones here for a little bit.
Vikings
looking to the sideline to get a play change.
Yep, it's
Barczewski started in motion.
Keeper right up the middle. Good job by the Wolverines, though, to stuff that one.
Excellent job by Godwin Heights right there. So what are you going to do here if you're the Vikings? You're up 8, 50 seconds to go. Are you going to go for this on 4th and short, or you have Miss Lloyd come out and attempt a short field goal?
I think they're going to timeout because they want to talk about it. And, with the 8-point lead, I'd almost have a tendency to go for it, Dan. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
and I'm thinking to myself, I'd take the 3 points.
Right.
And Lloyd's been solid here tonight.
Right.
She was the difference in the victory last week as Cadillac was able to put both PATs through.
And she's got both of them tonight. Yeah, and it is.
And hasn't looked shaky on any of them.
Right. The only reason I'm saying going for it is Tip Baker is almost at will been able to get a yard, and he needs less than a yard, and I mean that's.
And then of course, if you don't make it and you do go for it, you pin them back really deep. If you do make it, then you got to kick out to their speed, and even with only 50 seconds to go, this team is lightning quick, and they're a threat anywhere out on the field.
Right. We want to congratulate the Cadillac boys soccer program as they had 2 huge victories this week, one over TC Central and the other one over TC West. Both of them were 1-0 victories, and that was the first time they had defeated TC West since 1997. So that was
City School split into 2.
Right.
That happened. And how about the volleyball girls with 2 huge wins this week?
Yeah, let them know about that. Who they
beat
defeat?
Both Traverse City schools also this week. To take the lead in the Big North Conference. So congratulations to the Cadillac area volleyball.
Here we go, Dan.
Soccer teams.
They're going to go for it. Tip Baker. In motion is Barczewski. Baker on the left side. He's into the end zone for a touchdown.
He is. There's the signal. Good call, Bill. I didn't see it that way, but we'll go with it.
And the Vikings now will tack on 6 points, so it's 20-6, and Libby Lloyd will come out and try and attempt her 3rd point after. Holding will be Alec Barczewski, number 42 for the Vikings. The snap by Pritchard is down. It's perfect. The kick is up. Look at that. Right down the middle by Libby Lloyd, and that has been money tonight for him. So with 45 seconds to go here in the first half, the Vikings, Tip Baker takes it in, and Libby Lloyd tacks on the extra point. That was another impressive drive.
You know, Bill, and coming to the stadium here tonight and looking at what I'd seen in the papers and doing a little research behind the scenes, not kind of what I expected. This Godwin Heights team put 61 on the Vikings last year. Yeah, they were coming in 1-3, but they played some solid teams.
Oh yeah, Hudsonville Unity Christian.
Coming in 1-3, and they looked really good last week. But I kind of had a feeling that this could be a rough one for the Vikings, and so far in this half, it's just been really nice to see for the home team.
You know, Cadillac lost a tough one to John Glenn on the road, and they actually should have won that game. There was a play right at the end of the game, a 4th down, where they didn't convert. But anyway, they've been playing some good football on the road, except for the Petoskey game. That was a blowout.
Yep.
Cole Flint boots a low kick. It skips past Richardson and picked up by Kalen Brown. Kalen Brown going wide to the left, and he is collared there. No, there's a flag, but he kind of stopped. I think he should have kept running.
I think that was Matthew Green that got enough of an arm on him, and I think he threw him maybe out of bounds. I think he stepped out.
It's either going to be a face mask or a horse collar. We'll wait for the call, but it should be, do you think that's a 15-yarder?
I don't know if that's what the call was, Bill. The flag came from so far back.
Holding.
It's a block or a holding call. Yeah, it's against
okay.
Wyoming on that.
I was totally thinking on the play that he got him.
Like the way he reacted that it might have been.
Yeah.
Because he got spun around on that.
Mm-hmm. So that'll push him back deep with 35 seconds to go, all the way to the 9-yard line.
So with 35 seconds to go, we'll let everybody know when we do get to halftime. Bill and I will be back here for a little quick recap, and then we'll get going with third quarter action. We got Glitter going down onto the field right there.
Gary Glitter, and the Cadillac High School band is getting ready to come on. They will entertain you at halftime. Here's a handoff. Nope. Keeping it is Xavier.
Yeah.
He tried to hand it off to Clark, and then Xavier will take.
Got an injured player way back.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
he's
even,
really in pain.
McDonald might be a little injured, too. He got up slow.
See if we can.
Not sure what happened there. Looks like a hand injury.
Yeah, maybe he got stepped on. Give us a chance, Dan, to maybe mention our crew here and our.
Wyatt Van Dynen in the truck, staying nice and warm with Isabel Granadas, Aiden Johnson, Gabby Long, and Bryce Emery out on the cameras tonight. They always do a fantastic job for us.
We want to talk about too the cooperation between CCTV, My News 26, and the Cadillac
Career Tech Center.
And how the kids can get into broadcasting. If they're a little bit shy, they want to rent a camera, replay graphics,
Absolutely.
and then
the stats, all that
Yep.
stuff going behind the
Going
scenes.
behind.
I mean, there's a lot of career opportunities in that. Bill and I were talking here early in the game about a fellow I know over in working in Packerland for the Packers that he does just purely statistical stuff. He meets each day with the coaches, presents all the math behind why they should do different things. So all those kind of career opportunities are out there, and if you're watching the broadcast tonight and you want to join our crew, get a hold of your guidance counselor, get a hold of the Career Tech Center.
And they'll let the clock run out as the halftime comes to an end with the Vikings 21-6 lead here. Dan and I will be back in just a moment with a quick wrap-up. You are watching high school football action on 26 Sports and CCTV. Stay tuned for halftime.